My name's host Derek, and I'm here to say we're working on the big flower pot project today. This is going to be a flower pot, which is to say, going to be able to smoke out of this if you want to, but you're not for you though. This is just for me, really. It's kind of a crazy plan, frankly. It's kind of a crazy plan. Hi, Jess Cronin. Good morning. What I mean by kind of a crazy plan is I've got this big log here, and I'm going to try to dig it out down in here, like a big scoop down in here. And I'm going to try to put this in here and hopefully successfully make a bong out of it. So,
hey people,
I think probably the first thing I need to do here, as Cameron was saying, is make some sort of meow. So, I think like this direction, maybe. I think that's a good direction.
as long as you remember that's the direction, then
Well, we'll be able to see it because the line will be here.
yeah, it'll be the same shape.
All right, so I'm going to get a pen now. I'm going to trace that. Where is a pen? Excellent question. What is the answer? The answer is I don't have a pen. So I'll need to go get a pen. Let's go get a pen. I need a pen, and I don't have a pen. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, and welcome to Talking with Fence People. No, there's not going to be a hole in the bottom. That would be a problem because of a variety of. Okay, now get some pens. Here we go. Pens galore. I got a whole handful of them because I don't want to end up with a pen that doesn't work, you know. All right. Now we're back here. And you can see the exciting activity going on. Obviously, not a lot of activity going on here on the stream, but that's just how it goes these days, I guess. And it's certainly not the first or only time that I've failed to induce the excitement of others. All right. First, I'm going to draw with a pencil.
Do you have a Sharpie too?
Well, I have some pens here. I didn't end up grabbing an actual Sharpie.
I have one of these Sharpies. It's probably the best.
All right, cool.
For you.
So I will trace this with a Sharpie then. Okay, so now that I've got that traced, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my electrified drilling machine, which is right here. And I'm going to get a little bit of an extension cord.
showing the folks at home what I'm doing. Or you're
Good.
out. Give them
Excellent.
something
Thank you.
interesting to look at. All right, I'll let you take over.
Okay. So, we've got my electrified drilling machine now. And what I'm going to need to get next is the spade bits. The spade bits are right here. And I'm going to use the biggest spade bit, which is this one. One might well conceive of a world in which I had a better tool than this. But this tool is, I think, the best tool I'm going to have. I don't need the extendo blade on it right now. It is going to make a lot of dust. It's going to be a little noisy. It's going to make a lot of dust. But it's not going to be that noisy. But I still should put on some ear protection. Better to err on the side of caution with your hearing. Okay, let's give this a shot. We're going to have to dig all of this out here and then down quite a bit. So I'm going to kind of come in, well, I'll just try right here. See, this piece, this part of it is not even that great, but I think it'll be fine down a little lower. Let's get this a little bit, but it'll be fun. Okay, this is a little sketch. I need a smaller one. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna go with this one right now. Okay, well, I'm making some progress here. Now, it's a little bit slow going. Oh shit. I got a boo-boo.
Get a little cut.
Yeah, I think it's when I reached in to get one of these out, I stabbed myself with it a little bit. So anyway, if you're like me, you might get a little boo-boo when you're doing stuff like this. What I'm going to get now is a non-power tool, because I want to see if I can get some of the chunks of it. This needs to go up here. I can get some of the chunks of it with this thing. Is this too big? It might be too big. I'm going to get a smaller one. What are these things? These things, these wood chisels. I'm going to try to use these wood chisels a little bit and see how that goes. To try to punch out this wood right here. Just get something that's an old way of doing things. Doesn't mean it's worse than a more newfangled way. Now I will say, this chisel could probably be sharpened. It wouldn't hurt to sharpen it. So I may do that. Let's see here. I've got this thing that I can use as a sharpener. So let's take a look at that and see how that goes. I will also take a look here at the chat. I can see it better when it's over here. You're gonna create a hole at the bottom as well. No. That's as far as we've gotten with the chat, so nothing else to see anyway. All messages. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna sharpen this with this thing on this thing. That should be fine for sharpening this. Okay, now I've sharpened this. Here's another shot. Is it any better? Well, a little bit maybe. I could get a bigger hammer, but probably not exactly the issue here. So things like this require a lot of patience, because you can break down the task into steps, but if you're like me, you probably underestimate dramatically how much work each step is going to be. This allows me to be a little bit more exact than the power tool, which is nice. Where's the other one? Yeah. Let me sharpen this one up as well. Okay. So, I don't want to obviously go outside this black line. So using this kind of tool lets me be a little bit more precise than the spade bit. But I have other things I could attach to the drill that maybe would be good too. I'm going to kind of chop at the bottom of this piece and then chop it out like that. Okay. Once we get these edge chunks out and have it kind of uniform in its circularity, a little more uniform than it is currently, then maybe we can try a different tool. So, one more chunk here. We can get this out. I'm going to get all the side there too. If I can get all these chunks out, then we'll see how well this like fits in. Kind of. So I need to get it right to the line. Obviously this is cracking a little bit, you know, kind of maybe to be expected. Let's try getting the drill tool out. I think that might be a good choice for cutting off these side pegs. Eric Norm Abrahams called, he wants his tools back. I don't know who Norm Abraham is. Hi, Joey Bailey. Hi, Boba Fett. We're doing some fun time adventure time today. We're continuing to work on our wooden water pipes. Alright, so I've got this here in the mix now. A little bit. I wish this were a little bit longer. I wish you were a little bit longer. I wish there was a bonger. I think I will start with this attachment here and see how that goes. This is not so loud, you know. This is not the ideal attachment for it. I need a better attachment. Okay. So the attachment I need is a cutoff blade, right? Here we go. This cutoff blade should work nicely. Now, let's meow the meow. Oh, we need a little wrench. Okay. So now we're gonna meow the meow. I want to try this. Let's see how this works. And then here we go. What's gonna be a fast way to get this stuff out? You say there's no fast way, really. I could use, if I had a hole saw, that might help, but not really that much. Well, I'm glad the quality of wood is pretty good in here. That helps. All right. Just gonna have to deal with the slow goingness of it. What else can I do? It's true. I'm in love with you. There's nothing I can do.
This is a fun one that shapes it slightly. I was able to shape that hole with this stone tool.
That was looking great, Cameron. Thank you. Oh, you're really kicking some ass and taking some names.
Trying to get my finger in the butthole. What can I say? Finger in the butthole.
Well, bit by bit, we're making some progress. Definitely say we are making some progress. So, let's get it. Okay, well, we are making a little progress bit by bit. And Mama always said, every little bit counts. Like I said earlier in this thing, the bottom line about stuff like this is that it requires a lot of patience. It's easy to articulate what the steps are, but actually executing each of the steps is another matter. It takes quite some time. Things like this don't get done fast if they're going to get done well. I watched this great show on Netflix called Obliterated. I would highly recommend it. If you're not afraid of a little violence and nudity. It definitely has violence and nudity in it. But it was a very exciting show. I liked it a lot. I binged the whole thing last night and this morning. It's about some CIA team that stops a nuclear bomb from going off in Las Vegas. Pretty action-packed, drug and alcohol fueled brawl. piece chopped off a little bit more. Maybe I'll have to use this to chop this off. This is definitely very useful for certain things. Well, this is going pretty slowly, but in some sense, so does life. Life goes pretty slowly sometimes. Sometimes it goes a little faster. Sometimes not so much. Alright, pour out all of this stuff. Let's take a gander, see what we see, okay? Making some progress. Safety squints, says Kane Parks. I do have safety glasses on. You clean your teeth with a Dremel? That explains why your teeth are so clean. Oh, I'm trying to get this stuff out of here. I need to go inside, but I can't take you in there with me until I turn off the sound on the TV or I'll get copyrighted. So I'll walk you over to the door with me. And I'll be right back. Thanks. I appreciate it anytime somebody tells me nice hole. Used to make safety rated glasses. No, I'm not going to snort any lines of wood dust. Okay, now that I have the TV sound off, you can come inside. In this fashion, do I avoid getting copyrighted? Juge says that's the only hole you have access to, poop head. Well, that's not true, actually. I have access to my wife's holes. How many holes do you need? Eric needs a flannel to reinforce the norm vibe. Hi, Hunter. How? We're taking a short break because I would want to take that another half an Adderall and maybe pull a couple holes too. Yeah. Limp Dick's Hit says, I need a flannel to reinforce the norm vibe. Norm, like Norm McDonald's? Or Norm from Cheers? You smoking a bowl? Alright, I'll smoke a bowl with you. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I highly recommend the show Outrageous that I just watched on Netflix. It's an action-packed, hedonistic romp of the best sort. I was ready to not be that happy with it, given the kind of like hype that came along with it, but he made a new show for me, the Mayor Posa Workshop. Norm Abrams. Who's Norm Abrams? Yeah, I will. For the children, like some text it says. I will pull longer up for the children. The real question is, will that be enough? Will they be satisfied with just one? All right. They maybe probably need two, at least. Could be as many as 3 or 4 that they need. I could use the angle grinder and the oldest, most broke down. Oh, what is that? Is that a Falta? Maybe it should have been a Falta. I don't know. That's a Falta. Anyway, maybe it'll be small enough to go in that hole in the wood. Hi, Winston's mom. Hi, user. It's I think 2,100 square feet. I think so. Maybe 22. But I'm actually just pulling a regular bong rip, slug them down. I know normally people use those torches just to take dabs, but I use it because I really want to make sure that my bong rip pulls through. You know, I don't want it to get clogged. So this helps it to pull through all the way. My iron lungs feel like they've been reborn a little bit in the aftermath of quitting smoking. We are the world. We pull some bong rips. We pull them now, and then we feel better than before. Oof, 2,800 is so good. What's 2,800? Is that a show? I want to see it then. Jason has sent me, as a representative, wants to know if you can do a blinker. Oh, wow. Jason L, I see. It's a lowercase L. Hello again, famous guys. Hi, Julian Estrada. Just been using my email. Flex. Flex indeed. You are getting shit done. And you are wonderful. No, not 2,800. I said 2,100 or 2,200. I don't remember exactly. It might be 2,150. I think it's a little bit over 2,000 square feet, but not that much. Not 2,800. 21 or 2. It does have a nice big 2-car garage, which is helpful. A lot of storage and stuff. Fantastic, Slug 'em down. Thank you so much. What a wonderful person you are. That's why I'm going to transubstantiate this bong rip to you. What does that mean? Well, by the powers vested in me as the archpastor of God's Big Heaven Church, I can transubstantiate the effects of this bong rip from my lungs to your brain. Yeah, well, recently I have more storage space than we know what to do with, frankly. We've got an attic, we got a garage with shit tons of storage space, and we got a shed down the hill. So, I don't really, and we got tons of storage space in the laundry room too, plus 3 storage closets in the hallway. You know, we've got a pantry, a tech closet, and then a vacuum closet. So we got a lot of storage space. All right, so the way this works, you should feel that bong rip slow come down. Even though I took the bong rip, I transubstantiated it with my archpastor powers to your brain. So you should get all the effects. So hopefully you weren't, executing a very carefully planned and meticulous thing that got messed up by you now all of a sudden being extra high. No, William, we're not renting out our closets. Eric, Adam Carolla said he's moving out of California to do something, which reminds me, when are you moving? I don't know. I'm not sure we are moving. Something that's considered, but not 100%. Okay, so now I got to go back outside, and we can continue looking at my woodworking project that I'm working on and see how it's going. But I think I'm going to go out this way because I'm going to get a different extension cord. I don't like the extension cord I got. Which one's better? Which one's longer? Hey, Cameron.
Still doing our woodworking stream?
Yes, I just went inside to pull a couple of bone ribs and take another half an Adderall. But I want to replace this too short extension cord with this one that's long enough.
That makes sense. I was trying to get my noise out of your shots just in case you were stopping to talk now.
I appreciate that. I was trying to be quiet in my doing things too, that I could, but
yeah, no, I mean, if you're on stream and however you get everybody, consider it individuals.
There we go. Alright, so I'm going to take this other extension cord that I don't want to use, and I will put it where the extension cords go over here. Okay, and now let's look at my hole. Everybody look at my hole. Everybody look at my hole. It's a hole that I will bore in this wood, and it is for an exciting woodworking project we all will enjoy. Okay. Still a little tall, huh? Whoops. Guys, fell over. They are clumsy. There, that's good. Okay. So we're trying to make this hole go for this thing like this. Okay. As you see, we've got it pretty much sized up. We've got a fair amount more meowing to do before we can say this hole is properly dug through. How are we going to do that meowing? Well, we determined that there are a variety of ways to do that meowing, and that none of them are particularly fast. Okay, so I could try this, but in order to get this off, I need to find that tool that I can go misplaced somehow. That's too big. Is this gonna fit though? It's still too big, huh? Yeah. Never mind, I don't need this. Won't work anyway. All right, so we're gonna have to keep working with the same tools we have right now. That's not gonna, in that, in theory, it might seem like it'd be faster. It's not gonna fit. There's no way I have a cut up just because that's small enough. So we're gonna have to work the tools we have. I did find this additional one of these things. This is this extra small one. This should come in handy. I will sharpen this with this thing. Okay. So now we'll try to get this bit here as best we can. It's been causing problems for a long time. And we'll just be patient and respect the fact that you can't rush art. Chad McKnight. In a show called Obliterated, one of the main characters is named Chad McKnight. He's exactly the character you'd expect him to be. Of course, it's not a show I'd watch with children. There's a lot of nudity in it. Penises, boobs, a lot of nudity. If you're not down with nudity, you probably don't want to watch this show. Okay. All right. So I'm a little worried about this part of the wood right here. It seems kind of rotten. I wonder how deep that rottenness goes. Let's hit it here with this, I see. Okay. So okay. Now we're going to empty this up. Let's see what we got. Well, we're making some progress, aren't we? Now, we're going to get this. We'll go like that. Chop into it. As per me. And we'll chop into it like this. Good. All right. Okay. I don't know if that one has a stay on button or not. It says I can't find it. And you have to hold the trigger the whole time, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Good job. I tells her, 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 I tells her. You are from Visalia. So, as you see, we're currently engaged in a woodworking project, sort of. I don't know if you really call this woodworking, is sort of like wood meowing. Did this come unplugged? It sure did. Alright, let's give it a little bit of cutting with this. So the key thing with something like this is striking the balance between precision and efficiency. Of course, ideally you also have the right tool for the right job. And sometimes it's not exactly the right tool for a job. If there is, I don't know what it is for this job. Some kind of massive 4-inch spade bit, I guess. It is relatively precise but inefficient. I need to do that to the sides, so I don't mess it up. Alright, so this is looking pretty good, this hole now. We're making some real progress on our hole. Can't hit bottom, but he's beating the hell out of the sides. I'm trying to not hit them all the way to the bottom. No, this is going to go in here, okay? like this. Here. Hang on here like this. Okay. This is the hit part with your mouth. I'll carve this down so this is like a small tube that goes into this larger thing, right? And then the water's going to go in down in here in this part. The water goes down here. So what I'm trying to do right now is get this part dug out to where this hole is going to be cut. Okay, making some progress still. That's good. Progress, not perfection. That's what they say in Alcoholics Anonymous. So think about that next time you're having a problem with your failure to be perfect. Okay. Now, put this one in, tighten her up a bit, and then try this sander. You can eat through wood at a pretty good rate. And unlike the cutting thing, it doesn't just make a cut.
Sanding thing.
Yeah, it's a little too slow. Or maybe I put on a new one.
You want to try the rock?
Yeah, okay. Let's give that a shot. Let's try the rock. The rock's not bad.
Yeah, it does something.
I've got this rock too.
Oh, right on.
Okay, well, I think what we'll do now is try this. Let's get out a different spade bit. Let's go for 7/8. And let's try to draw it like meow. Wow. That's a real logotomy. Basically how they do a lobotomy, but we're doing it with a log.
That's what the aliens are gonna do to us when they come.
Yeah.
Makita.
We'll be like, you guys have Makita too?
Let me show you how we use ours.
Whew. Okay. It's break time. And what I'm realizing also is I need to bring this closer to me. I'm not being smart about how I'm standing and working. There's no reason to lean over like that when I can do this, right? Alright, this is going to make a big difference in my overall comfort level while working. Now, let me see what I can do with these things a little bit. I'm standing better in a better place. It's so much more comfortable already just to work with this thing close to me. Like that's bad TESI, what I've done before, right? Just being unaware that, Eric, this is going to make you uncomfortable.
Got a smooth one. Smooth
Wow,
mouthfeel.
look at that. Smooth as whatever's very smooth.
Smooth as stuff with tips like that.
Smooth as afterbirth.
Yes.
After I've done bringing a child into the world, nothing's as smooth and refreshing as my own afterbirth.
It's the new Toyota Amnio. You'll feel like you're smooth as afterbirth. The new Toyota Amnio. It's a hybrid.
Powered with green electric.
Only available in Los Angeles. Oh no, they already have one. The hydrogen.
Powered by green electric with the, but inspired by the spirit of amniotic fluid.
Powered all by melted medical waste. May include amniotic fluid.
May? Why, I say it must include amniotic fluid. It must, I say. Actually, I feel better working on this surface back here. That's why I did it. I don't want to break this thing. I don't know how breakable it is, really. I do know that I don't want to break it.
Alright, I think I'm gonna smoke a bowl.
Yeah, I'm coming in with you, actually. It's getting quite warm out here.
That felt worse, but yeah, it's not bad. You know, this one probably, due to this crack, probably should not have any further labor done on it. This crack too.
I agree.
It's just decorative as the rest. Well, as some of the rest.
Decorative. I like the fact that you pronounce it that way. It reminds me, and probably other people as well, that the term decorative comes from the fact that it's just decor.
Yep. Also, Curtis has it that way, so I'm used to saying it like a douchebag.
I like the way you said it.
But, you know, sometimes it's better to say stuff that way.
You say stuff however you want, Cameron.
I'm gonna keep on with it.
Get out of there, yo.
I kept
Husky
getting,
wog.
I had this idea I wanted to make like coasters or something, but unless we have a table saw, These are not gonna be coasters. These were just strips of noisy wood. But I still like them. Do you like things like this for some reason?
Yeah, I like the way they all look. Actually, I think they
They're
look
like
cool.
artistic drawing palettes or something.
I could see if they. I wonder if they float. I could put like Tiffany on this, call it a surfboard.
Yeah, true. There are a few different pieces, none of which are flat.
I like this.
What I did think though, that log up there that we took this guy out of, if we could roll it in sort of the straightest way, I wonder if we could rip it 2 cuts into it, one on either side of the center, and make ourselves a plank out of it. And you could have one of those planks that, you know, you do stuff with, a garden-y sort of plank. Does that make
Could
sense?
be. Yeah, I mean, you could like cook salmon on it in the oven. I think this is cedar, if I'm not mistaken.
If it's cedar, then it's cool. I should try that, but I think I'm gonna not do it this moment.
This definitely isn't. I don't know what. This looks like oak. This,
I wish I knew
this
birds,
is oak.
you
You
know?
can tell by the branch.
That stuff.
Yeah, the bark. I'm pretty sure that's oak.
You've got a spider on it. He's like, what the fuck were you doing on my thing? There's a spider right here. Oh, now he's down. Now he dropped. Now he's in there.
But this is a very hard wood. See, I like this wood a lot.
That stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard is good.
And you see it's got very small rings on it. By and large. Okay, I'm going inside.
Yeah, let's do that. I think this one goes in the junk pile.
Whee-wee. That's what I had to say about the hotness.
Are we ready to teach the bong making workshop 101?
Oh, we're getting there. I got a lot more work to do on mine.
Spend a few hours doing something, you definitely know more than someone who hasn't.
That's true, Cameron.
Pretty useful.
It's a very SI frame of reference, and it's also a correct frame of reference. No, we're not a couple. And my friend Cameron, he's visiting from Los Angeles. My wife and I are a happily married, monogamous, heterosexual couple.
You want to show the folks at home the successful bong we actually used, or successful flower
Yeah,
bongs?
Cameron made this one yesterday though, and it works. You put water in this, you can smoke through it. We could demonstrate right now,
Yeah.
if you
Let's
don't
do
mind.
that. Let's do that. We could make this, can we make this the table
Sure,
for it?
sure,
And I'll
sure.
just kind of put it there.
If it's flat enough, or you can make this a table for you if you want. That's fine. That's fine.
Here, I was leaving this just in case it does any little bit of drips. And it takes this piece.
What you see here is a completed, actually functioning bong. I doubt the one I'm making is going to function as well as this because it's a little bit more complicated, and I haven't worked out all the details of how I'm going to get it to go. But basically, I'm going to get a stem like the one Cameron's going to bring over here and make it work accordingly. And there's the stem you see. It's one of those big fat stems with this thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Cameron.
Here, no, go for it.
I thought you were handing it to me. I didn't know you
go.
were
You can do the
lifting it up.
whole long thing. Oh, and this I could shape that too eventually, like I've been doing with the others.
Yeah,
We'll need
the
to
other
shape that
mouthpiece on one of the other ones he made is looking really, really well worked. You know.
There's a system now.
Whoa, what an exciting and productive occasion. Cameron's going to bring some water over. I've got some weed right here. If he were to make a flat spot here on this piece of wood, then you'd have a place for this too, you know. Oh, it sits right there. Wow. Look at that. Pretty cool. It sits right there. I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. That's being its actual final destination because it just slides right off, you know. But he could make a flat part there for something like this, you know. What a great little setup. What an impressive piece of work, indeed. What an impressive piece of work, indeed. You're not smoking a little bit oak. Yeah, we're not smoking. This is actually, I don't know what kind of wood this one is, but it may be oak or it may be something else. I don't think Cameron's put water in this yet, right? Yeah, he's got a glass bowl and a glass stem, right? And it fits right in here perfectly, makes it all airtight, and works fine. Pretty crazy, huh? You gotta get the water at just the right level though, because it has to be barely above the bottom of this thing, or else you'll get a kiss, or you won't get any water at all. So pretty cool, huh? I was very impressed. It's like Cameron didn't even make that really that much in mind from the get-go to be airtight and functioning. Do you have any water? You want me? Am I putting water in this?
Oh, here, I'll give you this bottle.
Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead, use it first if you want.
Hey Cameron, look at this. It's not sturdy enough, but
Oh, it holds containers?
Doesn't that make sense to make that fall flat so you can put something there?
Yeah, it does. Kind of like, make a whole lighter and other stuff stand.
It's a whole complete package. Who wouldn't want to get that for Father's Day?
Mm-hmm. All
right. So this is Cameron's thing. He made this for sure, not me. Just be clear. I'm wondering if mine will work. I'm sure it won't work this well. I don't even get it done before Cameron leaves, but I will get it done now that I made this much progress on it. Do I support LGBTQ? I support individual human beings and their choices. Okay? I don't like groups. I'm not a fan of groups. Now, obviously, there's no carb on this.
Actually, you can pull the bowl out.
Okay, yeah, it's a pull bowl. So, all right, I've got some water in it. But it seems like just the right amount, actually.
And you're not tasting the water.
Just tasting a bit of pine forest.
Perfect. I like that technique. You got the silver spoons?
Yeah. So now we're going to try this, demonstrate this. We tried it yesterday. This thing works. I expect too much water in there, but if I was careful, I could have avoided the.
So did you get a little taste out of it?
I got a little bit of water, but not much. Just a tiny dribble of it.
Then I guess if you're done, I'm gonna pour it. I'll pour a little bit out. I'll get it to my perfect water level.
Okay. And here's I'll get the bowl cleaned up for you. Pokey poke, 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 poke. Yeah, Cameron made it yesterday. Cameron made it. And unbelievably, I couldn't believe it when he finished it and it actually worked and it wasn't very difficult. I mean, it wasn't very complicated. I'm not saying it wasn't difficult, but like the main thing that Cameron did was find the right piece of wood to begin with, right? That has that tube already there.
Tell the folks at home, how many tries did I do though? How many bongs did I make?
He made like 6 or 7 of them. Multiple of them with wood that wasn't going to hold water just for decoration. And I guess those were kind of practices.
Yeah, it was just like here. I'm going to use this stuff here, sure. And it was just lucky that I found this perfect piece of wood. You know, all the other ones are nowhere near as perfect as this. But what I did is I learned that I need this thick of a stem. I need at least this thick of a bowl. I don't know, what do you call this? The tube, the carb. So and also we need a thicker bottom.
It's called the shaft.
The shaft. So next time I'll be able to pick wood way better, is my point that I'm babbling about.
Picking wood in all the wrong places. So we'll see how mine comes out. It's obviously a bit of operation. I don't have that tube, but what I do have instead is a log that's got a fairly thick distance from the outside to the inside part that's carved out, right? So I'll be able to drill diagonal with a spade bit, the same spade bit size that he used on this one, and get one of those stems and bowls. It should work. And then the shaft, it's going to be stuck into the top of the log, and it needs to be obviously airtight, which basically means as I get down lower, I need to start, well, I guess I need to make sure I don't go past this, all the sides up near the top, so I can at least get a nice seal on it. But then I underneath that, I get a little more width in the bowl part of it to hold water. And then that should work fine, you know. I know I've been enjoying this project. I don't have as much persistence at it as Cameron does. I like to take more breaks and stuff, but we even drove the little wilderness car out to the woods to find wood.
That was super fruitful because here we only found enough for what, 2 or 3 pieces. Out there we found enough for 5 more pieces approximately.
Yeah, well, I found my mossy log that I think, and which basically inspired me to have my idea. It's like I saw that mossy log, I'm like, I mean, first I saw that it had like 2. It was like basically a trunk, not super big, like a trunk part of a tree that had 2 things coming like this, but it had been chopped off on both of them so that it had 2 circles, right?
You want to use it again, Eric?
No, I think I'll go ahead and use Friar Crotch. I appreciate that one,
Yeah,
but
no
this is a little less, a little easier to use, a little more airtight.
Yeah.
So.
This one seems to also be leaking a little bit out of the side cracks here, possibly. So, you know, it's a temporary art exhibit. It's not a permanent collection, you know, when it comes to daily smoking.
What I was thinking about, the one I'm making, is if I could find sufficient of this stuff, that I would try to do a pine sap or other kind of sap, whatever kind of sap, a sealant on the inside part of the bowl.
Oh yeah.
Of the where it holds the water.
You know how the naked guys catch that stuff? They find the right tree. They make a tiny little like cut or something, and then they have a cup. They're just hanging there, maybe with a screw or something, and you can just collect that, and there you go. You don't find it; it finds your cup.
I see. That's good advice. I was gonna go around looking for bits of dried tree sap on the side of trees. I wonder. I could do both. You know.
There's got to be a type that's the safe type, and I don't know if there's a type that's the less safe type.
Michael Patrick Bernier 420. If I haven't said hello to you, hello, good sir. Wonderful to see you. I'm sorry if you're already gone and you cannot hear this enchanting greeting that I offer you. What I've been trying to do now for a while, but I've been failing to do, is to pop out this live chat so that I can see it. And I don't want any kind of chemical-y stuff for me to be smoking over, because I don't know if that might get into the smoke or something, right? So I don't want to put any kind of like sealant on the inside that you get at the store. But I figure tree sap, that's fine. It's the same thing as smoking through wood. We already know that wooden pipes don't cause big problems. Austria, don't tell me what happened in the soccer game. Austria is currently winning 2-1. I think Austria needs to win this game to advance, but I'm not entirely sure about that either. All right, see you later, Michael. So watch this soccer for a bit. Maybe eat something, drink a little beverage. Then I may return to the outside to continue working on that. Or I may end the stream here at some point. We'll see how I feel. Come on, Fire Crotch. Here. I really would prefer to use, if I can remember to do it, this lighter when pulling bong rips, because this lighter is torchy, but it's not so large and cumbersome as the big propane torch. Doesn't make so much noise, you know. So in this group, you've got France, Austria, and the Netherlands. As it stands, France and Austria would advance as first and second place of the group. Probably the Netherlands would advance as one of the third place groups, but not necessarily. So I don't know what's going on in the Poland-France game, but it looks like France is winning. I don't know what the score is. For that math on that to be right, France must be winning. Hi, John. How's it going? What do you say and what are you knowing? What is your way and what are you showing? Who is your way and what are you blowing? I Boba Fett 9. So the Netherlands, I would think, would want a little. I'd like to see a little more urgency from the Netherlands. I guess they are saying our win and tie and loss is sufficient to get us through as a third place team. They don't look like they're on the risk of being eliminated. So I don't know how much you can know ahead of time if your 4 points is going to be good enough as a third place team or not. Probably it would, because probably most third place teams. I don't know. Not sure. Well, I think I'll wrap this up and probably stream again later. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.